everyone, I'm Frank Mallicoat. I work for KTVU Fox 2 as an anchor and a reporter here in the San Francisco Bay Area. My guest is a software salesman. He's been living in San Francisco now for 17 years. And in light of the recent hate crimes that have been targeting and directed towards Asian Americans, we thought it was a good time to get one man's perspective of what it's like to be Asian and living here in the Bay Area during what has been a very difficult month. Let's say good morning to Alek Chainam. Alek, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. How are you doing?
I'm well. It's good to have you with us. Well, let's just get your reaction out of the gate on what has transpired in the last several weeks, not only in San Francisco, but Oakland and all around the Bay Area and the country as well.
Yeah, it's really just disconcerting, and it's also kind of like a little bit scary taking stock of yourself with all the events that are happening nowadays.
Yeah. Is it something you thought about a year ago, 2 years ago, or when did it become, in the front of your mind?
Probably about a month ago, more and more news started to come out about the Asian hate crimes and the incidents that are happening on the street, the verbal assaults that you see on YouTube. So that's been, I mean, we're kind of insular here in the Bay Area, but it's starting to become more and more prevalent here.
Yeah. And you look at some of those videos and it must just break your heart.
It does, and it's sad because I mean, besides the elderly Asian men and women that they're picking on or victimizing, it's basically verbal assaults on anyone of brown or yellow skin. So.
And what has your life been like the last month? Has it changed because of what's happened?
It hasn't changed in the last month, but in the last couple of weeks, I've actually changed my routine a little bit in terms of being more aware. Like always in a city environment, you're more aware of what's going on. But now I'm a little more aware of exactly where people are on the street. If it's crowded, I don't go out at night by myself anymore. I drive to point A to point B. So I'm very aware of what's going on. So.
And how about some of your habits? I know you walk your dog, you walk to the grocery store, the doctor, that kind of thing. Has that changed?
Yeah, like for example, today I dropped my dog at the dog groomers today, and I usually walk him down the street, but I drove down the street this time for the first time. So it's one of those things you think about and you change your routine. So.
Have you had any issues at all?
No, I haven't had any issues at all. This is San Francisco, so you're always aware of what's going on the streets here, and so I haven't had any issues. But I'm more hyper aware now of what's going on. So just in case.
Do you bring protection, or did you ever? Did you carry pepper spray when you walk?
No, I never did bring anything with me, but I've always if it's gotten dark or if I'm kind of in a situation where I'm not comfortable, I usually use like the key method, use the keys between my fingers, kind of it's my, sort of like weapon I have if there is a situation or not.
But as of now, you haven't had any confrontation, any issues verbally or physically?
No, none at all, none at all. But I mean, besides, it's starting to become more and more prevalent here. I mean, with the incidents that happened earlier this week on my block, as well as last week on Market Street. So that's starting to become, it's starting to hit home.
Have you ever felt uncomfortable in the Bay Area?
No, not really. Not uncomfortable at all in terms of being Asian here, because we're pretty much like a half and half city from what I see. We're just like one of the many faces here of diversity in San Francisco.
So you've always felt comfortable, part of the crew, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Give us a little bit about your background, because you grew up in Thailand. You came here as a 7-year-old. So English was your second language.
Yes.
But you went to college in Virginia, and then you spent time in Atlanta. What was it like in those two cities?
Yeah, so Richmond, where I went to school at Virginia Commonwealth University, that was it was actually a really great experience. That's when I started becoming more social on my own. And then after I graduated, I moved down to Atlanta, and I came out there as well in 1998. and it's still a southern city, but it's like the biggest southern city. And it was actually really, it was like, where I found myself, and, where I found a great group of friends who are still my friends now in 1998. And then I moved out here in 2004. So, and it's a lot more diverse out here. And you see more of my, more Asian faces out here, like, right. It's been normalized versus being in the South, where there's not a lot of Asian faces there.
And were you comfortable there when you lived there?
Yeah, I was really comfortable. I had a great group of friends. I had a diverse group of friends, Black, white, Latino, or Hispanic. So that was a really, I mean, it was great. I mean, I didn't hang out with one specific group when I was in Atlanta.
This behavior that is more prevalent now, how does it make you feel? Are you angry, confused, sad, all of the above? And if so, why? Tell us why.
Yeah, the main thing is that I guess with a lot of I've seen a lot of reactions on YouTube and also too on news reports. It's I'm not really angry. I mean, I'm angry that they're taking it out on a lot of elderly Asian Americans, but just Asian Americans in general. But I'm mainly confused, and but I guess it kind of ties into all of the anti-Asian rhetoric that's gone on in the last year with the pandemic and COVID-19, and how certain individuals or groups are trying to tie it to one distinctive minority group. So I'm more confused.
Really? Well, maybe you can expand on that a little bit. Just why all of a sudden is this coming out of the woodwork?
I don't have I really don't know. It's like it's one of those things. It's like it feels like it's like a scapegoat. It's in terms of you've caused. I don't know. I'm from Thailand, not from China, and they seem to equate all of the Asian race to what's going on with the pandemic. And it's not the Wuhan flu or the Chinese flu. It's COVID-19, and it affects everybody that race, color, creed. So that's why I'm confused. So I think that they're trying to pick someone to blame, and we're an easy scapegoat for that.
Are you worried it may linger, or has this quietly been going on for years?
Oh yeah, it's been going on for years. It's in terms of it might not be reported in terms of actual cases of being like of actual assaults, but there's always been cases, even in Atlanta, and here you hear, like, rarely, but once in a blue moon, some slur or derogatory terms for Asians. So, but that's always been going on. But now, just like almost like the Black Lives Movement, the arrests that have been going on, everything is on tape now. So that's why it's becoming more visible.
What would you like to see what would you like to see be done moving
Uh,
forward?
yeah, I just liked, number one is I like the people that basically have spread a lot of the conspiracy theories that are going on. People responsible, the higher, just come out and just refute what is going on in terms of where, like, for example, the flu, and how it's spreading. It's based on our ineffectiveness as a government, past government we've had. That's why it's kind of spread to this level now, and they're looking for a scapegoat. And thank goodness that we have vaccines, and that's kind of, hopefully it'll go away. But I think that from a higher level, and we're starting to do that from a governmental level, and the CDC and Dr. Fauci trying to bat down all of the common misconceptions of where this is coming from. And so that is a great thing, but also too, from past administrations, and they can actually come out and say things as well.
Um, how about City Hall in San Francisco? Do you feel like the city's doing enough to get ahead of the problem and to protect Asian Americans?
No, from what I've been reading, they have been addressing it, but I don't think that they've been proactive in it. It's almost being living here for a long time. I mean, we are a key part of society here in the Bay Area, and, society in general. And I don't think that they've kind of gone out, in a really effective manner and gotten ahead of it. It's always reactive. It's like I wish that they would go out there and start educating more people, but it's I think we're in a bubble here. So it's like, but now it's everything starting at home with all these incidents, you know, week over week. So
And you talk about education, this type of thing, and with the Black Lives Matter movement as well.
mhm,
You're not born with these thoughts and this behavior.
mhm.
You learn them. It's going to take time.
Yes, yes, it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah. Um, how about friends and family? Have they reached out to you?
Yes, actually, a lot of my friends in Atlanta and my mom and actually my in-laws for my partner in Ohio, they've always like send me texts. They're checking on me because they know what is going on to making sure that I'm okay. So that's a good. I mean, it's a great feeling. And for example, one of my really great friends, Shakira in Atlanta, she sent me a text this morning, thinking, she was thinking of me, and that that if you need anything, I'm your ally. And I know that, but it feels nice when someone's thinking of you that way of what's been going on.
You're also a gay man living in San Francisco. Growing up as a gay man, are there any parallels to the discrimination that you may have felt being gay and what's happening to Asian Americans?
Yeah, actually, I do. In terms of being in Atlanta, it's almost here in the Bay Area. We're a lot of the many faces here in LA. We're a very diverse city, and I really do appreciate that. And so I just want to I just want to basically, it's like in Atlanta, we were kind of known as like kind of like the middle ground. It was like it's a very white or black city. And so, in terms of dating, in terms of just being recognized, we weren't. We were just always the friends. So not like here. So that's why we are kind of insular here a little bit. So
Are you hopeful?
I am actually. I meant with the vaccine, I think that when more and more people starting to get vaccinated and starting to go out again, re-engaging in life, I think that a lot of these like emotions or feelings or anger that people are feeling, they're going to start to go away because they could bring their focus away from us as being a scapegoat to other things, like in terms of focusing on their family, focusing on their health, like they're supposed to.
Yeah. And getting back to some of the videos, are you tired of seeing them? Do you think news stations should continue to show them, or just talk more about the problem?
Uh, I think that, well, you have to kind of put it into perspective. It it's a news, and they have to report the news at hand. But you have to kind of go out there too as the individual, and you have to educate yourself on top of it. You just can't rely on, say, one channel, one news organization. You kind of have to, basically put all of the information together and make your own judgment. So, but I think that what the news stations are doing, I think it's a good thing. You're reporting the news, and that is the news at hand.
Yeah. If you could have a conversation with someone that may have attacked an Asian American, what would you say to them?
First question, first question, I was like, why? Why are you doing it? I want to understand why, because I'm again going back to my original answer. I'm confused. I mean, why are we being pinpointed or used as scapegoats as a hostility? Was it always there? That's why I would ask them.
All right. Alec, thanks very much. Anything else you'd like
Sure.
to add at all?
No, no, not at all.
Okay. Well, thanks for being forthright, sharing some of your thoughts on what is a difficult topic to talk about anyway, let alone what's transpiring not only here in the Bay Area, but throughout the country. That's Alek Chainam. He is a software salesman in San Francisco, and we want to thank you and wish you all the best.
Great, thank you.
All right. I'm Frank Mallicoat. If you'd like more information, you can also go to newsnowfox.com. Have a good day, everybody.